Hello students, I am Garima Miss. Welcome back to my English lecture. Today we are going to see 5 things. But before starting, let me remind you what we had done in the last lecture. We were doing line by line explanation of the chapter and simultaneously we were doing margin question answers. However, that is not yet complete. So today we will complete line by line explanation of the chapter and the margin questions which is listed in this slide. Come on, see the slide what we are going to do today. Firstly, we will do line by line explanation of the chapter. Later on we will do margin question answers. Thirdly, we are going to see what do the chapter says, that is the moral of the chapter, what we learn from this chapter, kya seekh humko mili. And then we are going to see the chapter icebreaker question answers, and then lastly we are going to see brainstorming questions. So without wasting time, let's move on to line by line explanation of the chapter. From where we stop, from there we will start. So let's see. We had completed up to page number 31 where we third last para up to there we had completed, where we had seen that there is a great transformation in the life of Sophie. Sophie, while standing at the iron fence and looking at the old church, there is a great changes. So let's see from there. The moon was above where the Sophie was standing. It means it was night time. Full, it means it was full moon day. Radiant, it means shining. Vehicles and pedestrians. Who are the pedestrians? Those who are walking on the road. So vehicles and pedestrians were few. It means it was the night time, so very less people were moving from there. Sparrows twittered sleepingly in the eaves. Sparrows, of course, at night you would see birds are also going to their shelters. Birds had also twittered. It means they are going to their nest. Eaves, underline the word eaves. It means a part of roof. Okay, or a little while the scene might have been a country churchyard. You can see this birds were also moving to that beautiful old church where they had made their nest, and they were also going to that country churchyard where that church was there, where the Sophie was standing over there outside the fence. And the anthem, it means a voice, a song, you can see, coming from the old church. This person was listening that the organist, it means musical players, who was playing the music in the church. It means it was night time and they were worshipping to the Lord Jesus Christ, and that prayer was so beautifully was so sweet, so melodious, that it was liked by the Sophie. That's why Sophie was standing over there, loitered. It means he stood over there for some period of time to listen to that prayer. For he had known it well in the days when his life contained such things as mothers and roses and ambitions and friends and immaculate thoughts and callers. You can see Sophie was, while listening to that prayer, this prayer Sophie also knows, and while listening how the organist, the musical you can see players, how they are playing, he started thinking about something else. What do the Sophie is thinking about? Sophie is thinking about his past days of his life, how his life was, it was contented, it means satisfied while he was staying with her mother. Okay, and roses, it means he remembered of the good days he spent with her mother. Ambitions, of course, while he was in childhood, he was having lots of ambition. It means he wants to become something in his life, he wants to do something for the society. And friends, and of course he was having a very good friend circle where he was having a very good life. All these things Sophie started thinking in his mind. And immaculate meaning is given in the margin. Can you please see it? Perfectly clean and tidy. Sophie started thinking, my childhood was perfectly clean and tidy. It was very good days that I had spent with my family members. My family members had not taught me to be a criminal, to go to the jail, which right now I am doing. That was the thoughts coming in the mind. Callers, it means it is coming in the mind of the Sophie. The conjunction, it means new, added. What is the new thing which is added? The new thing added in the Sophie's life, that he started thinking that what are the things that he had done wrong in his life and try to change accordingly by listening the song, by listening the anthem played by the organist of that church. The conjunction of Soapy is receptive. Receptive, underline the word, write down the meaning, accept new ideas. State of mind and influences about the old church brought a sudden and wonderful change in his soul. Soapy, if you would see, there is a great change happened when he heard the organist playing the beautiful, melodious, sweet music from that old church. When the Soapy listens to it, there is a great transformation in his mind according to his future. Soapy started thinking what are the mistakes that he had done in his life and how I can change my life accordingly. He viewed with rising horror. It means he was really, once he looked back about his life, he thought that what are the great mistakes that I had done in my life. He looked at his life, and while he looked at his past days, he felt horror. Horror means usko डर लगा. He was very feared. Thought that I was in pit. Pit, underline the word. It means a large hole. आप कभी गड्ढे में गिर जाते हो. It is the large hole in the ground. So Soapy started thinking that I was such a wrong person. I was actually in a pit. I was thinking to go to the jail, which is the greatest sin that I was doing, into which he had trembled. Soapy thought that in this life journey of no use, no future, what I had made my life. Soapy started thinking the degraded. Degraded, it means a worst life. He started thinking, who actually, student, tell me, who wants to live the life of a criminal? Who wants to go to the jail? Here the Soapy is having the desire to go to the jail. Soapy का मन है कि मैं कैसे भी जाऊं जेल में. अब उसको realize हो रहा है कि what a worst person I am. मैं कितना गंदा इंसान हूँ that I am thinking that I should go to the jail. Unworthy desires and useless. Unworthy means useless desires. What was the Soapy's useless desire? To go to the Blackwell jail. Jail, oh my god, he don't want the independence. He wants to be in the clutches of that crime. Why he want to make such things? Dead hopes. Of course, if you are going to the jail, can you able to do something in your life? No, there is a destruction of your hope. आप जो अपने life में बनना चाहती हो, cannot able to become if you are going to the jail. Don't live the life of the criminal. Such thought started coming in the mind of Soapy. Wrecked faculties. Wrecked, underline the word, destroyed. He thought that I am the person that I had destroyed my own life, and base motives that made his existence. He started thinking that I don't have the any motive in my life. मतलब मुझे कुछ बनना ही नहीं है. See the condition of my life that I don't want to become anything. I want to go to the jail. In order to go to the jail, I am doing the crime. What a worst person I am. There is no level of existence. मेरा तो अस्तित्व ही नहीं है. There is no existence of my life. What I was doing. Next para. And also in a moment his heart responded thrillingly. Underline the word thrillingly. It means high excitement. Soapy was highly excited to hear the voice of the church and started thinking what a great mistake I had done in my life. And arise the Soapy from that mistake that he was doing to this strange mood. A strong impulse moved him to change the page. Next page, 32. Battle with his desperate fact. You can see a change. There is a change impulse. It means very strong change happened in the mind of Soapy. Soapy started thinking that what's the great mistake I had done, and now he is battling मतलब उसके अंदर ही एक अंतर्द्वंद जो बोलते हैं एक good and evil के बीच में there is a fight, battle with his desperate fact. He started thinking I was such a useless person that I destroyed my own life. And Soapy started thinking there is a lots of, you can see, negative thought is going from the Soapy's mind and the positive thoughts are coming in the Soapy's mind. He would pull himself out of the mere meaning is given a complicated or unpleasant situation from which it is difficult to free oneself. Soapy started thinking how I would come out from this why I want to live the life of a criminal. Sophie is thinking, अब उसको समझ में नहीं आ रहा where should I go, whether I should go to the whether I should go to the positive way where I would do the hard work and earn the money, or I should do wrong things, mistakes I will do the crimes and I will go to the jail. Which is good for me? He started, which side is better for me, कौन सा वे मेरे लिए बराबर है, and would make a man of himself. He started thinking, in order to become a man, what are the things which are required, whether the good deeds or the bad deeds. He would conquer the evil, and that had enslaved him. Enslave means become a slave, lose freedoms. Sophie started thinking, there is a no life living in like criminals staying in the jail. Evils which was there in the mind of Sophie is now conquered by the good deeds. Sophie's in the Sophie's mind, whatever the evil thoughts are there, it is now getting diminished, मतलब गायब हो रहा है. और उसके ऊपर किसने विजय प्राप्त किया? Who won? It is none other than who conquered is the good deeds, because credit goes to the church music. Okay, now the Sophie started thinking, I will do good things. Okay, there was a time he was young, yet he would resurrect meaning is it given, restore to life. Sophie started thinking, while I was young, I want to do something in my life. His old age or ambitions and pursue them without flattering, even meaning is given, losing strength. Sophie started thinking, what I become nowadays, I want to become something in my life. I wasted my life while I was childhood. I was having so much of ambition. मैं बहुत कुछ बनना चाहता था. I want to do something in my life. What I had done, I destroyed my life. Now he said, as I started growing old, जैसे जैसे मैं बड़ा होता गया, I had flattering, I had lost those strength that I want to become. Those Solomon meaning means respectful but sweet organ notes had set up a revolution. Underline the word revolution, it means new change in him. The music which was played, that organist music, those who are playing in the church, that had really transformed the mind of the Sophie, that now Sophie started thinking that I will stop the crime and I will go forward to do something in my life. I want to do the hard work and earn and do something in my life. Not I want to become the criminal and stay in the jail. So there is a great change happen. Tomorrow, Sophie determined. Sophie ने सोच लिया कि कल का कल ही he would go in the roaring, underline the word, write down meaning noisy downtown where the work is being held district, and find the job. I will go to that place, I will work over there and earn the money. A fur importer had once offered him a place as a driver. एक fur importer is there, he had given me the job as a driver. I will accept that job and I will start doing the hard work and start my new life. He would be somebody in the world. Sophie started thinking, I want to be somebody in my life. From childhood, I want to become something, but as I grow old, I really destroyed my life. What I had become, now I will change my life and I want to become something in my life. He would. Sophie is very determined. So Sophie felt a hand laid, but Sophie thought that somebody is really clutching his hand. Laid means उसका कोई हाथ पकड़ लिया. On arm, somebody is clutching the arm. When Sophie looked, he looked quickly. Sophie looked back around into the impassive. Underline the word impassive, not showing emotion. Sophie was actually in the emotion of the church music. So Sophie का भी कोई emotion नहीं है. Sophie just turned, and what he looked, face of a policeman who was standing back to the Sophie. It is none other than policeman. What do the policeman said? What are you doing here? Asked the police officer. तुम इधर क्या कर रहे हो? What you are doing, man? Sophie, what you are doing? Nothing, said the Sophie. Sophie said that, sir, I am not doing anything. I am just standing over here. Then come along, said the policeman. Policeman thought that this man is standing over here with the wrong means, and nobody can stand in the suspective way outside the church. So in this way the policeman catches Sophie for his standing outside the fence. 3 months on the island. Next day, Sophie तो प्लान किया था ड्राइवर बनने को, but what had happened? The policeman had taken away to the Sophie, and next day got the 3 months of jail in the Blackwell Island where Sophie wants to go earlier. Magistrate, that is a judge in the police court, had announced the decision that Sophie is going to the jail for 3 months, and finally there is a change in the mind of the Sophie. But once the change had come, again Sophie got the jail. That's the irony of this story. Now students, please pay attention on the margin question answers. On page number 31, describe the wonderful change in Sophie's soul. So the answer is the site of the home. In place of home, you can even write church. Old church, even you can write. The site of the home or church where Sophie had spent his childhood suddenly changed his outlook. It means Sophie started thinking how he spent his past days. The old memories of his mother and the sweet music revived his love for the decent life. He decided to work and become somebody in life. It means when he stand at the church, he remembered about his home, his family life, his mother, how mother was caring. All these things he started seeing. So that's the answer. Next, you can see on page number 32. Okay, describe the end of the story in your own words. You can see answer is given in this slide. What was the end? We all remember. Sophie was keen to be sent to prison for 3 months. Okay, he made several attempts to get arrested, but none of his plans worked. Finally, when he decided to live a decent life honestly, he was arrested by the police. Such an episode is ironical. So, O. Henry, who is the writer of this text, had presented the irony. Irony means if here you can see Sophie wants to change his life, wants to become something, wants to change his criminal attitude, but now you can see Sophie, as he changed, the policeman get hold of him, catches him, and send him to the jail for 3 months, which Sophie earlier wanted. So it was really an ironical ending, we can see. Now come to the next slide where we are going to see moral of the story. That here 5 points I had given, and in examination if it comes as a personal response you can give it as your answer. The moral of the story, the cop and the anthem. Can we please see the main points? Please write down it as your notes so that in personal response if it comes you can give it as your answer. So point number 1 is self realization, point number 2 is redemption, point number 3 is irony of fate, point number 4 freedom and confinement, and last is society and class. So let's see one by one where we can understand properly what do the moral or the theme of the this chapter. So फर्स्ट पॉइंट इज सेल्फ रियलाइजेशन, मतलब खुद से रियलाइज करना अपना मिस्टेक. इट मीन्स फुलफिलमेंट ऑफ वंस ओन पोटेंशियल. इट मीन्स वी ऑल यूज टू डू सो मेनी रॉन्ग थिंग्स डेली. हम डेली बहुत सारे मिस्टेक्स करते हैं, बट हाउ मेनी ऑफ अस रियलाइज हिज और हर मिस्टेक. कितने लोग इधर है जो खुद मिस्टेक करके रियलाइज करते हैं एंड दे से कि हाँ दिस इज माई मिस्टेक. वेरी लेस. Yes, here Sophie realizes his mistake and tried to make efforts to be somebody in the world. As they say, better late than never. ठीक है, ये सुना होगा आपने प्रोवर्ब, बेटर लेट देन नेवर. तो सोपी सोचता है आफ्टर लिसनिंग द चर्च ऑर्गेनिस्ट म्यूजिक ही थॉट दैट आई वुड चेंज एंड आई वुड स्टार्ट वर्किंग. सो सेल्फ रियलाइजेशन, उसको रियलाइज होता है कि व्हाट आर द मिस्टेक्स दैट आई हैड डन इन माई लाइफ. सेकेंड, रिडम्पशन. रिडम्पशन इट मीन्स द एक्शन ऑफ सेविंग और बीइंग सेव्ड फ्रॉम सिन और इविल. कुछ ऐसा होना आपके लाइफ में कि आपको समझ में आना कि यस दिस इज द सिन, दिस इज द इविल दैट यू हैड डन. ओके, एक इंसिडेंट, इफ वन एक्शन हैपन्स इट मेक्स यू और टीचेस यू द लेसन कि यस आई हैड डन द मिस्टेक. कुछ गलती करके जब आपको सीख मिलती है, दैट इज द रिडम्पशन. सो एट द एंड व्हाइल लिसनिंग द ऑर्गेनिस्ट म्यूजिक प्लेड बाय द चर्च, there is a great transformation in the mind of Sophie. Sophie started thinking, I wasted my life and now I will stop sin or crime and do hard work and start my new life. So that is redemption. Next, irony of fate. Irony means something you believe or think that it should happen in such a way, but it happens opposite. तुम जो सोचते हो उसके हिसाब से काम नहीं होता, something else happen. That is the irony. So irony of fate. Fate means हमारा भाग्य. In Cop and the Anthem, the irony is this: just when Soapy realizes that he wants to change a better life, what happened? He is arrested, okay, and sentenced exactly what he wished for in the beginning, a 3 months stay in jail. तो आप उसका लाइफ देखो कैसा है सोपी का, जो उसको पहले चाहिए था वो नहीं मिलता है, फिर जब उसमें चेंजेस आता है उसको पता चलता है दैट व्हाट आर द मिस्टेक्स दैट आई डन, नाउ आई विल चेंज, और वो अब वर्क करना चाहता है, हार्ड वर्क करना चाहता है, तो अब उसको फिर से जेल मिलता है. सो दैट इज़ द आयरनी. ओके, सो दैट इज़ प्रेजेंट इन दिस story. Next, freedom and confinement. You can see this slide and understand also, where I had taught you what is freedom and confinement. Freedom means initially Soapy feels that there is freedom. फ्रीडम किससे कि उसको टेंशन नहीं, वरीज नहीं चाहिए. इफ यू इन कन्फाइनमेंट, कन्फाइनमेंट मीन्स वॉट, प्रिजन. उसको फ्रीडम किस में लगता है? जेल जाने में. ही फील्स दैट इफ आई विल गो टू द जेल आई एम फ्री फ्रॉम ऑल टेंशंस एंड वरीज. इफ आई एम in jail I do not have to do any hard work, and I will get 3 times meal, good food, good dress of course to wear, and there is a winter in New York, so I will get the good warm clothes also. The notes of Anthem transforms him within, and he resolves to hard work. When he listens the melodious, the enchanting voice of the church music, there is a great change happen. He thought that now I will do the hard work. Soapy faces the irony as the moment he realizes the real freedom lies इन अ वर्चुअस लाइफ. जब वो रियलाइज करता है कि रियल फ्रीडम क्या है, डूइंग द हार्ड वर्क. ओके, दैट मेक्स मी वर्चुअस. इट मीन्स इट गिव्स मी द हैप्पी लाइफ. ही इज टेकन टू कन्फाइनमेंट. दैट टाइम ओनली he went to the jail. So that is the story. Last, if you would see, is society and class. Society, it means while you had seen the first attempt when Soapy tries to go to the restaurant, but the head waiter caught him outside only. Why the head waiter caught Soapy? The reason is that head waiter thought that this man is not able to pay the bill. While seeing you can see decadent shoes and toned, you can see not rough colored pants and all, and seeing the condition of the Soapy, the head waiter understood the class or status of Soapy. So of course this chapter revolves around society and class. Soapy is a member of a low economic class, the homeless and convicted criminal class. वो criminal class से belong करता है. Though it appears he used to belong to a very different class than he does now. By the end of the story, Soapy makes his mind change, and of course there is a change of his class. What the Soapy wants? Soapy wants to be the part of working class. Soapy thought that now I will do the hard work and I will earn, as well as religious class. It means he wants to worship Lord Jesus Christ and tries to change his criminal behavior. So that is the moral of the chapter. Please by heart this. Come to the icebreaker questions. First one, suppose you have gone to a place where the winter season is very severe. Discuss with your partner the ways in which you would protect yourself in the cold climate. So here it is asked one question. It's a personal response type question, that if you are going to any place and there is a severe winter, what are the protections that you are going to take? So you can see it's a web diagram. First is you will of course drink the hot drinks and hot food you will take. Next, warm clothes, sweaters, jacket, gloves, shoes, these all you will carry so that you will be protected in the winter season. Next, taking sunlight using warm water. Okay, of course you will take sunlight in the morning time and drink as much hot water for your health. Next is last, hearth or heater, warm house. You will try to heat your house so that you would be free from any cold breeze. Okay, next, What is the second one? When you see a cop approaching, you feel either relieved or scared. Discuss with your partner the situation when you feel relieved or scared. Of course, when there is a police, we feel sometimes we feel relaxed and sometimes we feel scared. What are such incidents when you feel relieved? One is done for you. You are walking alone in a dark street. That time, if police protection is there, of course, we feel safe. Watching a stranger or a burglar nearby your house at night time, when you see any criminal type person or any stranger or suspected person, if you see the police nearby, you feel okay, that person is not going to harm me. See, when you are held by a criminal, okay, if any criminal or any person who is of a wrong thought, when you see them, you really remember to whom? To the cop, that is police. Next, when we are scared, one is done for you. You are riding a bike without a valid driving license, okay, when you are not having the driving license, you are scared to see the cops or police. Next, B, see in the slide the answer is given. You are traveling without ticket. I think it happens most of us when we are traveling without a ticket. That time we just worship that TC, or you can see any cops would not be there to catch hold of us. Next, see, you are trying to steal something. If you are having a wrong thought and you want to steal something from somewhere else, that time you think that cop will not look on me. Next one, discuss some of the motivating things that you can change a person's life. One is done for you. Listening to an inspiring speech, how you will change the life of the person who is doing the wrong thing. Here you can see in the chapter, Soapy, when he listens the church music, there is a great transformation. So same way, you have to write 3 points so that you will complete this answer. Listening to an inspiring speech, one is done for you. Second, reading a biography of a successful person. If you read, you will definitely inspired and your life would be changed. Next, by experience various types of traditions and customs of the people. When you see the people doing lots of good customs and tradition, if they follow, we also try to change ourselves. Next, traveling in all over the world. Of course, traveling teaches us lots of lessons. When we move from one place to another, we get lots of information. So these are the motivating things that can change a person's life. Now let's move on to the brainstorming question. First question, activity 1. I hope all are having the textbook and they are seeing the page number 32. Okay, can you see the page number 32? What's the question? First one, discuss with your partner, find out the different ways in which Soapy tried to get arrested. The first one is given. एग्जामिनेशन के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू आपको समझा दूं कि इसमें से वो लोग क्वेश्चन बोर्ड में पूछ सकते हैं. सो दैट्स व्हाई वी आर डूइंग इट वन बाय वन. सो 5 अटेम्प्ट्स इट वाज. मैंने पहले भी बताया दैट इट वाज द 5 अटेम्प्ट्स. ओके, सो फर्स्ट वन दिया है, दैट इज ट्राई टू एंटर द लग्जरियस cafe. What was the second one? Do you remember? I had done in the slide and given the answers for your convenience, so please see. Soapy broke the window glass of a shop and stood there in anticipation that the cop will suspect and arrest him. That was the second. Third one, what happened? That Soapy went in a budget hotel, that is restaurant, and at one of the table he sat and consumed beef steak, flapjacks, donuts, pie, all mouth tempting foods he had eaten up. And after that, what he had done? Do you remember? He said, I don't have a minusest coin to give to the waiter. And after that, you know the story. So that was the third attempt. What was the fourth attempt? Do you remember, student? Yes, college students. You can Yale University, he started shouting. That incident even you can write, and even you can write which I had given. So any 4 you have to write. Total I had given the 5 attempts. You have to write any 4 because the blanks are 4. Okay. In a cigar store, blank सिर्फ 4 है और attempts हुए थे 5, तो कोई भी 4 लिखना है आपको. तो मैंने आंसर दिया है, please pay attention. 5th attempt इसमें दिया है. In a cigar store, he saw a well-dressed man lighting a cigar at a swinging light. His silk umbrella he had set up by a door on entering. Soapy, what he had done? Stepped inside silently, secured the umbrella, taken away the umbrella, and sauntered off with it slowly. So that's the answer. Next, second one, describe the atmosphere when Soapy reached the reached near the church. When Soapy reached near the church, what was the atmosphere? One is done for you. What was the situation? A soft light glowed through the violet window stain. जब वो चर्च पहुंचता है तो एटमॉस्फेयर कैसा था? आई हैड टॉट यू टेक द हेल्प ऑफ द पैसेज बिकॉज एग्जाम में आपको पैसेज मिलेगा और उससे रिलेटेड यू आर गोइंग टू गेट द 6 क्वेश्चंस. ठीक है. They are drifted out Soapy's ear sweet music that caught and held him transfixed against the convolutions of the iron fence. Next, the moon was above, lustrous and serene. Vehicles and pedestrians were few. Sparrows twittered sleepingly in the eaves. For a little while, the scene might have been a country churchyard, and the anthem that the organist played cemented Soapy's to the iron fence. Last, for he had known it well in the days when his life contained such things as mothers and roses and ambitions and friends and immaculate thoughts and callers. You can see, student, on page number 31, second last para and the third last para, the whole answer is there. So I hope that you will get the answers from there. Move to the next is activity 2. First one, there is match the column. Read the story and match the incidents given in column A with the consequences. Consequences means result. Okay. Parinam given in column B. This is the answer. Can you please see? Why he tried to enter to the cafe? Strongly. What happened? And ready hands of the head waiter turned him around. Okay. जब वो ट्राई करता है एंटर करने के लिए, then the waiters throw him out of the cafe. Not allowed Soapy to get into it. Next, Soapy broke a glass window. Then what happened? The cop ran after another man, not to the Soapy. Third, two waiters pissed Soapy on the callous pavement. What happened? He stood up slowly, beating the dust from his clothes. Soapy heard the anthem being played in the church. तो क्या करता है जब वो एंथम सुनता है चर्च का? तो सडनली अ वंडरफुल चेंज केम इन हिज हार्ट. एक अलग सा चेंजेस हैड स्टार्टेड कमिंग इन द माइंड ऑफ सोपी. नेक्स्ट, कॉप अरेस्ट सोपी फॉर हैंगिंग अराउंड. Then what happened? What's the consequence? That dream of turning around in life was shattered. उसका एक ड्रीम था कि अब वो चेंज हो जाएगा. It was shattered. खराब हो जाती है. Next, second, activity 2 का second, please see, give reasons and complete the following. You have to give the reasons and complete the following from the passage. पैसेज आपको दिया रहेगा. अभी आपका वोल चैप्टर ही पैसेज समझो और उसमें से आंसर निकाल के ट्राई करो लिखने के लिए. मैंने आपको क्वेश्चंस के साथ आंसर्स भी प्रोवाइड किए. यू कैन सी इन द नेक्स्ट स्लाइड. यस, सोपी हैड कॉन्फिडेंट इन हिमसेल्फ बिकॉज. व्हाई ही वाज कॉन्फिडेंट? बिकॉज ही वाज शेवन, मीन्स उसने क्लीन शेव किए थे. हिज कोट वाज डिसेंट. हिज नीट ब्लैक रेडी टाइड 4 in hand had been presented to him by a lady missionary. मतलब उसका अच्छा decent dresses था. You can see in the passage it is well illustrated on Thanksgiving Day. You can see this answer is on page number 28. You will get it. Okay. If he could reach a table in the restaurant unsuspected, success would be his. Second one, okay, waiter of the luxurious cafe did not allow Soapy to enter because. What was the main reason? Can you give it? His frayed trousers and decadent shoes. उसके गंदे पैंट of course फटे हुए भी थे थोड़े. You can see there is a patches. Okay, and decadent मतलब फटे हुए shoes भी थे. Next, the cop did not arrest Soapy for breaking the glass window because the policeman's mind refused to accept Soapy even as clue. Men who smash windows do not remain to parley with the law's minions. The cop did not arrest Soapy for shouting and dancing because there was a celebration going on by the students of Hartford College. Cops were instructed to leave them. When Soapy shouted like a drunkard, the cop thought Soapy was a college student and turned his back. So that was the answer. I hope all are getting. Because next, third one. Pick out the lines from the text which shows that आपको एग्जाम में पैसेज दिया रहेगा, उसमें से लाइंस निकाल के ये कंप्लीट करना है. पहला क्या है? प्लीज सी. सोपी वॉज क्लीन शेवन. हिज कोट वॉज डिसेंट. सेकेंड, हिज नीट ब्लैक रेडी टाइड. उसने टाई एक अच्छी सी 4 in hand वाली पहन रखी थी. इट्स लाइक ही वॉज एंटरिंग इन टू द लेडी मिशनरी ऑन थैंक्स गिविंग डे. सो दैट्स द आंसर. नेक्स्ट, सोपी वॉज अफ्रेड दैट ही वोंट बी एबल टू एंटर द प्रिजन. वाई? Soapy turned off Broadway. It seems that his route to the coveted island was not to be an easy. Some other way of entering the limbo must be devised. You can see direct answer is there on, you can see page number 29, second paragraph. The whole answer is this one. Okay, so I hope you had got the answer. Next. C. Soapy was not caught by cop for throwing stone at the class. Wherever the incident happened, आपको passage में से line निकाल के लिखना है. Policeman's mind refused to accept Soapy even as a clue. So men who smash windows do not remain to parley with the lawminers. They take to their heels. So you can see the policeman said those who do the crime, who that person will not stand over here, they will definitely move away, so you are not the criminal. So that line you have to take out from the passage and write down. Soapy actually did not want the umbrella. What he had done, he hurled the umbrella wrathfully into a excavation. एक पिट था, गड्ढा था, उसमें ले जाके वो अम्ब्रेला को फेंक देता है. दिस स्टेटमेंट सजेस्ट दैट सोपी डू नॉट रिक्वायर अम्ब्रेला. लिसनिंग टू द एंथम, सोपी रिमेंबर्ड हिज गुड डेज. कैन यू टेक आउट द लाइन्स फ्रॉम द पैसेज? वेरी इजी. एंड द एंथम, yes, and the anthem the organist plays cemented Soapy to the iron fence, for he had known it well in the days when his life contained such things as mothers and roses and ambitions and friends and immaculate thoughts and colors. Second last para of page number 31. The answer is correct. Now, can you see the fourth one? The word man in the sentence means, एक लाइन यहाँ पे यूज हुआ है, he would make a man of himself after the conversion of the Soapy's mind. जैसी conversion होता है सोपी का दिमाग और उसको लगता है कि मुझे एक इंसान बनना है. What do you mean by the word man here? The word man in this sentence means a normal gentleman, a common citizen who takes the responsibility, does the hard work and run his own livelihood. Okay, and does no mistakes or crime in his life. That is known as a gentleman life. Understood? Next, fifth one. Soapy's earlier life was much different from his present life. Complete the table to show this contrast. One is done for you. You can see two columns were given, earlier life and present life. One is done for you. Contented friends and roses. Earlier उसका life कितना अच्छा था. Friends were there. Roses, it means good friends, good family members, having a good life. अभी वो क्रिमिनल हो गया तो क्या कंडीशन है? व्हाट इज द कंडीशन ऑफ सोपी? अनवर्दी डिजायर्स. इट मीन्स यूजलेस. ही वांट्स टू बिकम क्रिमिनल. सेकेंड, immaculate thoughts and collars. A very perfect clean life he was having. Thoughts and collar, he remember about that days. He says that he was spending with his family members and mother especially and friends. It was best days. अब क्या हो गया? Wrecked faculties. It means पूरा disaster हो चुका है. Person who is going to the jail, what you feel for that person? Nothing. Useless person. That it has been said. See, ambitions. That time when he was in his childhood, he was having lots of dreams to do, he was having lots of ambition, but after he started growing old, he became criminal and going to the jail. That means dead hopes. Fourth one, after listening to the sweet and solemn organ notes, Soapy decides to tears and strong impulse moved him to battle with his desperate fate. As the Soapy started thinking that what a great mistake I had done in my life. In order to become a good citizen, I had become the criminal. So second one, he would pull himself out of the mirror. Mirror I had given the meaning, that means unpleasant situation. Soapy was thinking I can change my life. Okay, he would make a man of himself. Again, he would conquer the evil that had taken possession of him. That's the answer. Please turn the page number 34. Write an incident in which you did something wrong and repented, okay, for it later. तुमने कभी मिस्टेक किया and later on you repented means माफ़ी मांग. Many times I had done one for you. There was an incident. We have a class unit test on next day, but my trip was planned with my friends. I told my friends that our class test is cancelled due to some college issue, and we went for a trip and enjoyed. When we come back, we get to know that our college principal restricted all of us. So I realized my mistake and repented for it. You can write by your own, it's a personal response, so one I had done for you. Next, activity 3. O. Henry has used different words to indicate prison where Sophie wants to reach. Make a list of those words. मैंने बहुत टीचिंग के टाइम वो वर्ड्स यूज़ किया है. ब्लैकवेल जेल जाने के लिए उसने बहुत सारे different words use किए. And what are they? Winter Island. Okay, that means Blackwell jail. Next, coveted island. Island, it means Blackwell jail कोई बोल रहा है. Next, unattainable Arcadia. It means Arcadia, I had said, it's like a dreamland. Okay, and unattainable, it means you can't able to reach that dreamland, and that he said to Blackwell jail. Next, again vocabulary question. Find out the words used for the degraded state of Soapy. You have to take out from the chapter. Exam में आपको passage रहेगा. From there you have to take out the words which present that really Soapy's life has been degraded. Degraded it means बहुत worst, destroyed हो चुकी है. ऐसा words Soapy के लिए यूज़ किया है ओ हेनरी ने. फ्रॉम द पैसेज कम ऑन टेक आउट. Of course, degraded, insulted, offended. Okay, these are the words. और भी आप बहुत so many words you can take out in my opinion. Given the specific meaning of the word anthem in the content of the story. Tune, it is music. It is a religious song sung by the choir with the organ music, especially in church. Okay, you can add over there that in church. ठीक है, ये church में religious song play होता है. Activity 4. Convert the following sentence into negative without changing their meaning. Convert the sentence into negative sentence. The rules are as follows. Find first one. Find opposite words. You have to, from the line you have to find out where it is opposite. Which word you can convert into opposite. Secondly, you have to introduce by yourself. Not. Okay. Second, if opposite is not possible, in that case you have to see the sentence construction. The policeman refused to accept Soapy even as a clue. Here you have what the basic thing that you have to remember. You have to first write subject, then you have to put yourself did, then not, and then you have to convert one word into opposite. Let's see. The policeman did not allow, accept means allow, you can write Soapy even as a clue. Second, Soapy drifted along twice unsuccessful. Here how you can write Soapy did not. Okay, settle along. I had told you have to make one word which is related to it, maybe opposite. So settle along twice unsuccessful would be converted into successfully. Next, third, Soapy stopped his unavailing racket. Soapy, subject, did not, you have to put by yourself. Then what you have to put? Unavailing racket. We all know the meaning of unavailing racket. So at that place you have to write the opposite of that sentence. It means successful in his racket. Third, completed. Fourth, the island seems very far away. The island did not. First write the subject, the island, then did not seem very near. You have to convert far into near. Next, the island seems an unattainable Arcadia. The island, then put did not, then seem, and unattainable is converted into attainable. Opposite. Racket means crime. Okay, Arcadia means dreamland, so uska opposite likhna hai, that is racket. So in this way you have to solve. Next one, convert the following sentence into affirmative without changing their meaning. Without changing the meaning, I mean by the affirmative sentence. Affirmative sentence means sentence which are used to describe any general action, event, speech or expression. Okay, where you do not have to put word did not. This did not will be erased, or do not would be erased, and must remember the sentence meaning should not change. That you have to pay attention to it. First one, men who smash windows do not remain to chat with the police. So men who smash windows, cancel the did not and remain opposite avoid. Okay, and the rest of the sentence as it is, write down to chat with the police. Next, why don't you call a cop? I had told you have to remove not. So because you have to convert affirmative sentence, you have to first remove not. Why do you, at the place of not you have to put avoid to call a cop. Third, on the opposite side of the street was a restaurant of no great pretensions. So what's the answer? On opposite side of the street was a normal restaurant. Next, noisy but no harm. So what's the answer? Noisy but harmless. Okay, you have to convert. First you have to take out no, and then at the place of the word which you can convert into opposite, that we have to find out. So here harm, opposite of harm is harmless. Next, they seemed to regard him as a king who do no wrong. So they seem to regard him as a king. Same, write down who. After that, could do no wrong, that place what you would do, could do no wrong is converted. No, I had told no, not, never you have to take out in affirmative sentences. Here affirmative means totally correct sentences which is having a proper positivity. The positive sentences, so what you will do, you will take out no, not, never, and at that place देखो कोई word अगर convert हो सकता है, opposite उसका बराबर बन सकता है, तो you can write. So wrong is converted into right. So in this way you have to do. Activity 5 you would see is forgiveness is often better than punishment. किसी को आप लोग क्षमा कर देते हो तो वो better है rather than giving the punishment. राइट टू पैराग्राफ, आपको टू पैराग्राफ लिखने हैं, वन फॉर द नोशन एंड सेकेंड वन इज फॉर अगेंस्ट द नोशन. मतलब आपको टू पैराग्राफ यू मस्ट रिमेंबर यू हैव टू राइट. आई थिंक यू कैन डू बाय योर ओन बट स्टिल आई हैड डन फॉर यू टू अंडरस्टैंड. फॉरगिवनेस इज ऑफन बेटर पनिशमेंट. So it's like view counter view. Okay, it is very easy to take revenge but it is very difficult to forgive others. It's a very good statement which I had written. We can give take the revenge every time, but कितने लोगों को तुमने really सॉरी बोलने के बाद छोड़ दिया है? Hardly you had done it. Okay, it needs a broad and great heart. Yes, because of the material world we live in, it is common for a person to err, but forgiveness is an attribute of God. In taking revenge, we all become equal, but in not taking revenge, we sometimes more than the people surround us. Revenge लेने के बाद तो कुछ रहेगा ही नहीं ना, तो better pardon him कि उसको उसका mistake realize होने दो. Thus, this proverb teaches us to forgive the person who does not harm to us, not to take revenge upon him or not to try harm him in more severe manner than he does in return. Forgiveness is the best form of taking the revenge as it makes the suffer from sort of humiliation. आप forgive कर दोगे ना, वो सबसे अच्छी बात है. रिवेंज लेना है तो फॉरगिव कर दो, मतलब उसको क्षमा कर दो, उसको उसके मिस्टेक्स पे बोलो जाने दो, हो गया मिस्टेक, सॉरी बोल दिया, वहीं पे स्टॉप करो. उससे झगड़ने का लड़ने का कोई ज़रूरत नहीं है. ओके, और इट्स द बेस्ट वे कि आप उसको उसके हाल पे छोड़ दो. वो फिर रियलाइज़ करेगा, ह्यूमिलिएट करेगा, उसको खुद सिर्फ रियलाइज़ होगा व्हाट द मिस्टेक आई हैड डन. Okay, next, against of notion of forgiveness is often better than punishment. To write student that forgiveness is not good, giving the punishment makes the people realize about his mistake. So it's easier for people to give someone for doing wrong against them in some form of punishment is involved. कुछ ना कुछ punishment तो चाहिए ही रहता है. टीचर देती है स्टूडेंट्स को पनिशमेंट. यस, वाई इट इज़ रिक्वायर्ड. ओके, इट इज़ रिक्वायर्ड अकॉर्डिंग टू साइकोलॉजी रिसर्चर्स. जस्टिस and forgiveness are often considered to be opposite, but we have found that victims who punish their offenders are more able to forgive and move on. अगर आप एक बार उसको पनिश कर दोगे ना, then you would be like okay, it is good, and next time onwards that person will not do the mistake. And one researcher says punishment could take many different forms. आप punishment बहुत different ways से दे सकते हो. It doesn't mean कि आप उसको मारते हो. टीचर देखो, टीचर hardly beats the children. What the teacher do, आपको assignment दे सकती है, आपको homework थोड़ा ज़्यादा देगी कि बोलेगी ये कंप्लीट करके लाओ, सो इन दिस वे आपका और हार्ड वर्क आप करते हो घर पे टू कंप्लीट द होमवर्क, एंड इन दिस वे आपका डेवलपमेंट होता है. तो पनिशमेंट से ऑफकोर्स it's good that you are doing more hard work in that if it is concerned with teacher and student. It could be giving someone the silent treatment, which in itself is a more very powerful psychological punishment. Silent treatment is, it means बिना मारे आप अगर किसी को पनिश करते हो, लाइक कभी कभी दो फ्रेंड्स एक दूसरे से बात नहीं करते, ठीक है, सो दैट इज़ द बेस्ट वे. ओके, आप बात नहीं करते हो, देन उसको दूसरे वाले को रियलाइज़ होता है कि हाँ मैंने मिस्टेक किया था, आई शुड गो एंड से सॉरी. यस. So, or ease of a criminal offender, knowing that the court of a law has imposed a reasonable sentence and that justice has been done, that may be enough for some people to forgive. अभी एक क्रिमिनल है, उसको तो पनिशमेंट मिलना ही है. Order to teach the people lesson, criminals should get the punishment. So punishment is required. आपको इसमें लिखना है. Next. So activity 5, second is interview question or question framing, as I had taught in the 11th standard. So this is just the revision. Okay, so let's see the question. You are the class representative and you have been asked by the principal to conduct an interview of a cop. Frame 8 to 10 questions with the help of the following points. Give introduction and conclusion. So must remember the introduction और conclusion पहले याद रखना, तुमको लिखना ही है. क्वेश्चन फ्रेम तो करना ही है, WH टाइप पूरा क्वेश्चन आपको लिखना है, 8 to 10 क्वेश्चंस. ओके, बट उसके साथ आपको इंट्रोडक्शन और कंक्लूजन भी करके तब आपका फुल क्वेश्चन इंटरव्यू राइटिंग कंप्लीट होगा. ठीक है, तो वो आपका होता है 4 मार्क्स का क्वेश्चन. ठीक है, सो लेट्स सी व्हाट आर द क्वेश्चंस दैट यू कैन आस्क. देखो आपको हिंट के लिए क्वेश्चंस भी दिए हैं, आपको उसी से रिलेटेड क्वेश्चंस पूछने हैं. फर्स्ट वन, रीजन फॉर ज्वाइनिंग द डिपार्टमेंट, आप इससे रिलेटेड क्वेश्चन पूछ सकते हो. नेक्स्ट, स्पेशल ट्रेनिंग. नेक्स्ट, डेवलपिंग द skills to identify and locate criminals. Related to it, you can ask the question with the police officer. Dealing with criminals, how you are dealing with criminals, you can ask. बहुत सिंपल देखो आपका क्वेश्चंस बन रहा है, तो आप इजीली यहाँ पे मार्क्स गेन कर सकते हो. नेक्स्ट, अचीवमेंट्स. What are the achievement cops that police officer had gained in his life, awards that he got, that you all can ask. Answer, I have said to write the introduction. So see the introduction. Good morning officer, whatever you can name, you can write R.S. Shankar, who is the पुलिस ऑफिसर, ऐसा करके लिख सकते हो. R.S. शंकर. आई एम, योर नेम यू कैन राइट रिया जैन, द क्लास रिप्रेजेंटेटिव मीन्स क्लास मॉनिटर फॉर स्टैंडर्ड. अभी तो तुम लोग 12th में, सो 12th. एंड कॉलेज नेम यू कैन राइट मॉडल कॉलेज. ओके, इट गिव्स मी इमेंस प्लेजर टू वेलकम यू हियर today. All the students and the audience would be delighted to know you better and understand your line of work. किसी को भी इंट्रोड्यूस करते हो तो आपको ये सब लाइन्स यूज़ करना रहता है. यू हैव टू यूज़ फर्स्ट वन. हाउ लॉन्ग हैव यू बीन इन द पुलिस फोर्स. ओके, नेक्स्ट मीन्स व्हेन यू ज्वाइंड. Okay, you can ask in such a way. When did you decide that you wanted to join the force? Okay, then third, what was your reason behind joining the force? Maybe a reason of joining the department. So आप ऐसे क्वेश्चन पूछ सकते हो. You have to ask because the hint is given to you. What kind of special training did you have to undergo to become a cop? Means यहाँ पे दिया भी है special training. Of course police officers require so much of training, so that you can ask. Next, how did you develop and master the skills of identifying and locating criminals? Question is given, how you can find out that where there is a criminals, what are the skills were taught to you. Okay, in this police academy में क्या क्या सिखाया जाता है, that you can ask. Next, how do you deal with criminals? Is your approach the same for everyone? The criminals are same or there is a category? तो ये पूछ सकते हो पुलिस ऑफिसर से. नेक्स्ट, डू यू थिंक क्रिमिनल्स कैन बी रिफॉर्म्ड? वो क्रिमिनल माइंड उसका कैसे आप चेंज करते हो, दैट क्वेश्चन यू कैन आस्क. देन ऑफकोर्स ऑन अचीवमेंट्स एंड ब्रेवरी. लास्ट देखो क्वेश्चन में दिया है, यू हैव वॉन मेनी ब्रेवरी अवार्ड्स, हाउ डज इट फील टू बी वन ऑफ द बेस्ट कॉप इन द कंट्री. तुम आपने इतने सारे अवार्ड्स जीते हैं, देन हाउ यू हैड वॉन एंड यू थिंक यू हैव अचीव द गोल फॉर विच यू ज्वाइन द फोर्स. मीन्स तुम्हारा जो टारगेट था टू अचीव द फोर्स हैड रीच्ड और नॉट. नेक्स्ट, what message that you want to give to the youngsters. So what's the question? Many young minds aspire, means inspire or motivate to become the top cop, that is police like you. Any message for them? ओके, सो ये एनी मैसेज दैट यू वांट टू गिव टू अ यंगस्टर्स, ऐसा करके क्वेश्चन डाल सकते हो. लास्ट में कंक्लूजन के लिए एक लाइन छोड़ के लीव वन लाइन, कम टू मिडिल ऑफ द पेज एंड राइट द कंक्लूजन. तो कंक्लूजन एक छोटा पैराग्राफ रहेगा, ठीक है। ऑफिसर शंकर, वी थैंक यू इमेंसली फॉर गिविंग अस योर वैल्यूएबल टाइम एंड शेयरिंग योर पर्ल्स ऑफ विजडम. वी एज अ सोसाइटी आर प्राउड ऑफ you and would like to thank you for your countless years of service. So this is the ending. ऐसा must remember your introduction and conclusion would be there. Question framing should be proper. Try to write 8 to 10 questions. कि कुछ mistakes हुआ तो आपका next question तैयार रहेगा तो उसमें marks consider हो जाएगा. Write the correct framing should be correct and please stick with the questions hints which are given. जो hint दिया है उससे ही आप connect रहो. Is that clear? Activity 6, first one, make a list of jobs which would give you an opportunity to help the society or serve the society. Also mention the different ways in which they can be beneficial to the people and also the country. Answer you can see, joining the defense force. Okay, many of us wants to join the defense force. It means clearing the NDA examination. So why you want to join? Because you want to protect country's border from external threats and ensure the safety of its citizen. Next, somebody wants to become social worker. Okay, समाज सेवा करना है. So why you want to do? Because help distressed and underprivileged people to cope with difficult situations and issues in their who seek with the people who seek help with the right organization. You want to help to the people, those who are poor, those who are underprivileged, those who are not getting the rights. You have to help them. Firefighter का बनना होगा. First responsibility is not just fire disaster but also for others calamities occurring around, not just firing but also related to the any difficult situation happen, help to the common peoples. So next is police officers. Of course, after reading this chapter many people wants to become. So ensure the law and patrol. It means law and order should be properly working in the society. In this way you want to become the neighborhood to ensure the safety of the community. So in this way you can write the answers. Okay, next, last activity 6, second last one, go to your school or college library and read some other stories of O Henry. Who had written this chapter? O Henry, like the gift of Magi, the last leaf and after 20 years. Write the stories in short in your notebook. So you can do this by yourself. Okay, so when you get the time please read this book. So up to activity 6, first one, that much it was more compulsory, second was not so compulsory. So in this way we come to the end of this lecture. That is 1.3, the cop and the anthem. We had completed this chapter. Now in the next lecture we are going to do 2.3, that is poem, the Inkscape Rock. Till then, read the chapter carefully. I had done the brainstorming and icebreakers and margin question answers. Try to learn by heart by yourself and enjoy learning. This is Garima Miss signing off. Stay home, stay safe.